The thing you have to understand is the only thing that's going to make this trip worse is calling in some kind of authority figure. Back in 2014, I went to a party and someone convinced me to take a microdose, and I got way too high. And this was a party that was, pretty consequential for my career at the time. And I had to take a cab home, and it was like before Ubers were widespread, so you had to give the cab directions. And I went to my wrong apartment, like my old apartment, which luckily was a couple blocks away. And like coincidentally, makes twice in New York City that I moved, a short distance from my apartment, but that's inconsequential to the story. Anyway, I walked back and I stopped at the bodega, and they gave me those cigarettes they give you when you're tripping, where they like change different shapes and sizes. But I took those and I got back and it was like 7:45, and I went to my roommate and I was like, "Help me!" And he put on the opening ceremony for the Sochi Olympics. And like, this is when Russia was cute; they weren't really bad yet at that point. And we watched it and it was chill and fine. And then I went back to the party like an hour later, and as it turns out, I was the only one stone sober at that point, and everyone else was drunk, and it helped me get the job. So the moral of the story is call for help, but make sure it's your friends.